The City Music Series on Today is proudly presented to you by City.
Let's do it. We're back with our City Music Series from the great Duran.
And the legendary British band has been conquering the world of music for 40 years now. This morning, they are treating us to some of their classic hits and some new ones as well, Carson.
But first, let's catch up with two of the members of Duran Duran joining us live with probably a little bit of a delay, so forgive us. From London, we've got Simon Le Bon and Roger Taylor. Guys, good morning. I'll jump right in. 2021 marks 40 years since Duran Duran's become a global phenomenon. And just as you guys look back at the 40 years, what would you say would be the secret to your success?
Probably not looking back.
Excellent, Roger. I think
we do. You know, we try to keep looking forward. I mean, we've got such a history, and so much behind us, and so many years that we do actually. I think generally, try and keep in the moment, keep looking forward, and try to keep moving on. Really,
we're good mates, and I think that goes a long way to keeping us together as a band. We spend time together and laugh a lot.
Yes, definitely.
On that, what's it like to have a young fan now whose parents were fans 30, 40 years ago?
What'd you say?
Did you catch that?
I didn't catch that.
What's it like now because you have a whole new generation of fans?
It's amazing. I mean, you sort of... We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know. When we started this band, we didn't see further than 6 months in the future.
Wow.
And now, 40 years ahead, we've got fans of lots of different generations, and it's extraordinary. I think we all feel very, very, very fortunate.
I mean, you've had such a storied career. Is there a single achievement of which you are proudest over the last 40 years?
I think sticking together, actually, the second time around. We did have a little bit of a split, but when we got back together in 2001, we stayed together, and I think that is a real achievement.
Simon, as I understand it, you went into the studio in late 2018. After you'd put out Paper Gods, you maybe could have recorded 2 or 3 songs and released an EP.
Yeah.
But here we are now, a couple years after that, with a full track list that is future past. Where did COVID play a role in that?
Well, COVID came in, as you know, about a year and a couple of months after we started the project, and it really stopped everything. Our producer sent us an email saying, "I'm not coming to the studio anymore," and that really stopped everything in its tracks. And we were trying to get the album out in 2020. But 2020 was it got written off, really. But in that year, in between when everything closed down, and which also included us coming back to work and getting the project started again, we all had a chance to step back and really, in the same way as an artist would with a picture, and we stepped back and we saw where the weaknesses were and where the strengths were, and we were able to make it a much better album for that.
It's very cool. Got a lot of collaborations on. I see you got Graham from Blur is playing guitar. I think Licky Lee's got some vocals on it. It's just a really cool album. You have 3 great producers. But specifically, Simon or John, tell me about working with Mark Ronson, because we here in the States know so much of his successful tracks.
Yeah, I mean, we worked with Mark for many years, and we love to work with Mark. I mean, he's such an inspirational guy to work with. So it was great to work with Mark here on this record. It was a great collaboration. But I think generally we feel as though we're at such a great moment by now, because as Simon was saying, we've been locked away for so long with the lockdown and everything. And, we've just finished the album as we seem to be coming out of this whole thing. And it just seems such a beautiful moment.
Yeah. By the way, this is Roger, not John.
Yes, not John. I'm the other Taylor.
Yes. Right. Gotcha. Sorry about that. How do you think your music is different from back in the days of MTV? I know that Nick's talked a lot about your sort of sonic landscape and the importance of Duran Duran's music, its relationship with technology, which you see in the Invisible video. How do you think that your music's evolved?
I mean, it's evolved as music has evolved. We've always gone into the studio with an experimental mindset. We've always wanted to discover new music for the band, but at the same time, there is a sound that is always Duran Duran. It's got a lot to do with the way I sing. It's got a lot to do with the way Roger plays the drums and John plays the bass guitar, the kind of sounds that Nick makes on his keyboard. But we're always listening to new music as well. And I think we're very affected by the great progress and developments that are happening in the art form while we're doing our thing, the stuff that other artists are doing.